Lord of the Rings, a special, awesome collector, rockstar poster, whatever you want to call it, edition, is going to be a pivotal product come this winter. And it's going to be interesting to see how regular enthusiasts like you and I choose to spend our hard-earned money when it comes to this release. That is why, right here, I'm going to track every single sold listing of sealed product when it comes to popular online marketplace TCG Player and see, based on other Magic the Gathering sets, are we choosing to buy this or are we choosing not to? And as I got started on this product, I noticed something insane. Things are not going as I expected, and I am seeing trends with this release that I have not seen with any other Magic the Gathering product to date. So let's get into some of that right now, talk about some of the early sales speculations, and what that might mean when this product finally hits shelves. All right, let's get into it. This release was always going to be, well, let's call it interesting. Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth might have been the most popular Magic the Gathering set of all time, but to revisit some of that set, and albeit get some new stuff, this close to its release in the same calendar year nonetheless, is a choice. Let's just call it a choice. But I have committed myself through 2023 to tracking every single sold listing of sealed product for major Magic the Gathering releases on popular online marketplace TCG Player. And if that's something that interests you, you know, how regular people around the Magic the Gathering ecosystem are spending their hard-earned money and judging these Magic sets against one another to see what is successful, what is not, and what we truly enjoy, make sure you're subscribed because I'm racing to 6,750 subs as we already passed 6,500. So thank you so much for hanging out. But when tracking this information, I got to looking at the products themselves, and I noticed some trends that I had never seen with products since I have been tracking all of these Magic releases. So today, I want to talk about what's going as expected and what is breaking the mold and really changing how I am viewing this product and how I think we should all view Lord of the Rings, the Special Collector Edition. So without further ado, let's break down some of the products, and it begins with the most pivotal product, the one we all knew was coming from the start, the Special Edition Collector Booster Box. Now, we are going to start with the Collector Booster Box case, and as we know, Magic the Gathering cases don't necessarily sell like hotcakes on TCG Player, but Lord of the Rings, the first release, kind of broke all of the molds, and as we look at Lord of the Rings Special Edition Collector Booster Display case, we do notice that there are some sales, and while, again, it's very early, I'm aware of that, but it is trending in the other direction. At this point in time, Lord of the Rings, the first release, had more cases sold, whether it was the One Ring hype or the serialized Soul Rings, whatever it is, let me know in the comment section below what you think, but this case is selling at a much slower clip. Now, granted, it's a re-release, kind of, with some new stuff. I don't really know how to classify it, but it's another release with some of the same cards, so maybe that was to be expected. But what is breaking my expectation is the actual collector booster box. Now remember, next time you come back to this channel for a Lord of the Rings video, I will actually have a full spreadsheet put together with all of these sales, and we will look at trends and how things are selling over 7-day periods and total sold on the platform and stuff like that. But for right now, in the way too early platform and the way too early timeline that we're in, I think it's interesting just to look at the number of sales or the sell-through rate of these products. And the collector booster box, as we see here, dating back all the way to September 18th of 2023, the very first pre-order on the online platform, we see that, well, this box is selling, but not in any realistically high numbers, and this does come after the announcement that we are going to get serialized 1 out of 100 variants of realms and relics and all the different treatments and rockstar posters and whatever may have you. This product is still just kind of slowly trickling out. Now, I believe this is a function of being way too early, so I could argue this was to be expected. While the collector booster box, I think, will be a pivotal product that people will enjoy, and especially like Lord of the Rings fans will go back to over and over again, it is with this next product where all of my expectations were blown away. So if you've stuck around this long, again, make sure you consider subscribing. But when we look at the scene bundles for Lord of the Rings Tales of Middle-earth Collector Super Edition, we start with the bundle that has them all, right? The Scene Bundle Collector Case thing. The Scene Bundle Case is what we'll call it. And the Scene Bundle Case is a hot product. Look at this thing flying off the shelves. Now, if you've been subscribed for a while, if you've seen it in any other videos, you know that I talked all through the Lord of the Rings initial release, and every time I talk about the special edition, that this set is all about reaching people interested in that IP. And the scene bundles, telling a story in an aspect where people feel comfortable not only buying the product, getting exactly what they pay for, and being proud of it, putting on display, is really being shown here as we see this box selling through like crazy. People are loving the idea of picking up all of these different scenes, probably putting them on display, putting them in binders, whatever may have you, because listen, at the numbers they're selling, it would be weird to see any of these hold any realistic value, what have you. But seeing people want to go all in on all 4 displays had me excited. This is something that, you know, we saw on the first one with the bundles. And yes, the bundles had the One Ring, and there's some value propositions there, but like, people are also attracted to the collectability, the scenes. I mean, look at the Nazgul, the uncommons from the original release. People just want to have all 9 of them and put them in their collection and put them on display. I think we see a lot of that here. So I expected more of the same, and this is where my expectations were blown out of the water a little bit, if you will, when we look at the individual bundles. So looking at the individual bundles, just kind of clicking down the row, we see very similar pricing with all of these bundles, but the shocker is with the sell-through rate. People are all in on buying the multiple pack of bundles, the collector case of bundle-rific bundle-roos. But when it comes to the individual box, people just aren't interested. Comparing the percentage of boxes sold as individual boxes versus the percentage of boxes sold as a case where you can get everything is wild, and this persists for every single bundle. Every single bundle here is hardly moving. I mean, here we have one that's, I guess, when you compare it to the other 2 so far, looking like a freaking rock star, but nothing is jumping off the page as saying us as a community want any one of these specifically. It's not something we want to buy 1, 2, or 3 of, or want to get our hands on, or go crazy. And there's a big reason why. The first reason, in my opinion, is the idea of what we talked about with the collectability or in the display. Again, this is not collectability in the sense that we have a Black Lotus and it's collectible, it's going up in value. It's like, no, people like to display things. Like, look behind us. We like to put things on shelves and be proud of them regardless of their value sometimes. I think we see a lot of that going on here. The second big aspect of what we see going on is right here. And the closest thing I can think to compare this to is going all the way back to something as cool as the complete bundle. What we have going on here, in my opinion, is the ability to get involved with something that feels special. It feels cool to have. It's not necessarily a value proposition. You're not calculating how much the cards in the box are worth when you buy it. You feel like this is a neat product that engages our community, and it comes at a price point where any regular enthusiast can realistically afford it if you are used to buying sealed Magic the Gathering product. Now, that doesn't mean everybody has $165 in their pocket, but I would think that more people have $165 in their pocket than have the $330 required for a single collector booster box. It lets the community jump in and feel like they are getting something with this release. It lets us get excited about a product and lets us be hopeful to get it into our hands. Something similar happened with the complete bundle. Now, there will be a big difference here. The complete bundle came at an extremely affordable price point. It was probably limited printed, the community was hype about it, and as it sold out, obviously the price on the secondary market skyrocketed. Now, if you're here this long, you get a little nugget. I don't think that's going to happen. Now, mind you, I don't predict the future. This is not a financial analysis to teach you how to build a portfolio and send your kids to school off Magic the Gathering. We don't do that here, mostly because I don't think it can be done. This is about the products that we as a community like, and I think we liked the fact that we get to be involved at that price point. We like that we know what we're getting, and we're excited about the things coming in those boxes. Look, the full art cards, the little display easel you get. If I had to make one criticism, that thing looks like it could be flimsy, but like, hey, how much can you possibly stuff in that tiny little box, right? So I really think this is the most interesting sales trend I've ever seen since tracking product. The idea that people like, hey, I want this because I want all 4 scenes and to put them up in my life and just be happy that they exist is something that I saw coming, but maybe not to this extent. The fact that people aren't even buying the single bundles, they're just going all in on the case, is one of the most wild trends that I've tracked. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I hope you learned something, and I hope you had a little bit of fun. And finally, consider supporting the channel. For $5 a month, you get access to exclusive content, all of my sales data that I post to members only. You get access to that, custom emotes, channel badges. There's tons of stuff, and the membership community is growing. It's helping build the second video recording and streaming setup that is actually right off camera over here. So thank you so much for hanging out. Until next time, you guys know me. My name is Josh. I hope you have some fun with this product, and I hope you had some fun today, and we will see you around. All right, goodbye.